Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second report using options data for market predictions. Today I will show you again something about the S&P-Future and the German DAX. Both made new highs the last days, and now it is time for a possible trend change or a sideways move. Behavior from the options market tells us that there is strong resistance above the actual market value. Let's go directly to the charts. So what we see here is the German DAX index with some particular marks in it. This line represents the day when November options expire either worthless or in the money. These two zones tell us that in these areas there is a huge amount of open interest. Red means high open interest in call options. Green means high open interest in put options. If markets behave in usual manner, these zones are strong resistance or support areas. I want you to know first that this is the first day since the October expiry that this is the front month. So what can happen is now that the option seller sell huge amounts of puts at the money here or sell further out of the money calls to adjust their positions due to the rise in the last days. In the last few minutes, the DAX index made a new yearly high at 6,440 here in this area. And Friday, a huge amount of call options basis 6,300 were written. So that means the resistance get even stronger near the mark 6,300. Let's go to the next chart. So what do we have here? This is the risk indicator based on November puts and call options in the DAX. 6,600 to 6,050. The red area is the highest high risk area for option sellers 3 to 4 weeks before options expiry, because an index doesn't always stay the same. If the index is at 6,150 and an option seller is writing calls and puts, they mostly get some time in the money, as it now happens. If we go in the direction of 6,600, it's going to be very expensive, because the most calls got into the money and got very expensive. So that means our research has shown that the further the market advances in this direction, the more the options sellers must cover their positions, hedge them, or drag the market down. Depends on how strong the market is. This show us that 6,200, 6,300 here in this area is the most what we can see in the next days, and then the market has to fall. Otherwise, hedging is beginning and the market goes further. Let's now go to the S&P 500 index. Let's see how it goes in the S&P Future. We see here the same chart as in the DAX, here the call selling zones as resistance above 1380 to 1400. Below 1345 we have a put selling zone, and this is our options expiry date in November. So this index hasn't yet reached the selling zone. In the last minutes he made a new high at 1383.25 and is now in the lower area of this zone. Can he go any further? This is our question, what the risk indicator has to answer. So now look at this risk indicator based on the November options on S&P futures. He has the conventional bell-shaped curve upside down. Left hand side he rises, right hand side he rises. In the middle the red high risk option seller area where they lose money when they sell options 3 to 4 weeks before the expiry date. And the S&P future, as we see here, is already in expensive short sellers area. That means when he goes further up, the option writer has to cover their shorts, have to write new puts in this area, or have to hedge their positions. That's one way to do it. The other way is the option seller drag the market down, as it sometimes happens, and keep the money off from rising further. So let's make a summary of the underlying charts what I have shown you. I showed you where are the big positions in the options markets. I told you that usually the big money does not want to lose money and drag the market down. We are now in areas where this, in most of all cases, happens. If the market is stronger than the big money, that means if the small investor or the other speculators or traders have more power than the big hedge funds and option sellers, then this market is ripe for a blow-off. Until now, it doesn't look like that, but you have to know what the big money is doing every day and every time, and this is what I showed you. My English gets better and better from day to day, so please watch CNBC on the 2nd of November. Maybe it doesn't hurt your ears. Bye-bye.